Oh, what up, Teo? How you doing? Oh, you wanna hold on?
Look, who's hungry?
Here's the thing about Marvel Tokon. You guys have probably known that I was insanely excited for the announcement. And then after getting to try the game at EVO and then the last beta, I was a little hesitant because I like games that are fast, scrappy, have cool things going on, lots of interesting decision-making points. One of the problems with Tokon is I feel like a lot of the stuff in the game felt very homogenized. And in general, the game just was chunky. Like doing anything, there was a lot of startup. The movement and assist calling, specifically in the air, felt really gross, and I was like not that happy with how I moved or played. So Arxis announced today, our team continues to work on improving the gameplay experience thanks to your feedback. Here's a glimpse of all of the changes that are already in place. First change, assigned dedicated buttons for tag and assist, which more buttons is a lot, but you know, you get the idea, right? So there's like air combo, insta tag into Wolverine, and then he can do whatever he wants to do on the ground there, and then the instant tag back. And it's reduced frame and animation for tagging. They wanted it to be cinematic and clear which character is becoming which, but because you have 4 characters, it sort of felt slow. I don't think it's fast enough to make it super mix-up heavy probably with this, but it is a lot nicer. You can cancel attacks to trigger non-rush assists. Rush assists are what they're calling like the generic tackle assists, I guess, where like the character would just run in and tackle. So this is not that, right? She goes dooba 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 and spins, and then that lets you set up like a mine and then do some double air dash stuff, do some mix-ups, right? This is cool. Before, like no matter what character you had, if you did some stuff and then called an assist, they would just be like, ah, and then do a tackle. You can take advantage of the unique aspects of your characters more easily because you can use these neutral assists. It's one of the most compelling parts of team building. Like, why would I put her on my team if she has some cool assist if I never get to use it? Like, imagine calling this assist in neutral before. Like, it's got slow startup and she just does a spin. What are you gonna do with this in neutral? I know this sounds insane. You're like, wait a minute, before you couldn't just call your assist? No, you would just get a generic tackle when you called your assist. And that's still there, but the non-rush assist can be used, which this basically changes everything about the game. It makes the pressure sequences a lot better. It makes like team building a lot more unique. It makes the game, in theory, one of the more complicated sandboxes to build a team in a versus game. Reduce hit stop and consecutive assists. So this one, you probably noticed if you played the game before. Basically, like, this is all 4 assists. Before, when you would call them, they would like come out and then there'd be like a little freeze, and they'd come out and there'd be like a little freeze, and they come out and there'd be like a little freeze. So instead, like, you can call your assist back to back, and like it doesn't just like take 4 minutes to like have your assist come out, and then like it's just you're vomiting assists on the screen. That happens a lot too in this game because like your assists get reset and then you wall break, and then once you wall break, you just vomit out all 4 of your assists a lot of times, and then it was very ugly. When you call your assist in the air, this Captain America assist, for example, is like his back assist. You now get the grounded assist. One of the most common approach options in versus games is jumping forward, blocking, and calling your assist. If your opponent tries to anti-air or hit you in the air, your assist will come out and cover for you. It's one of the safest options in every single versus game, and in this game you like couldn't do it. If you called assist in the air and Tokon before this, you would get a specific air assist option. It's why basically everybody I know who had a versus game background hated this. They were like, this is so gross. And it's probably because they either animated all these cool air assists and thought they were unique, or they wanted to not make that strong. But whatever the reason is, like, yeah, I think people were really not excited about it. Yeah, calling your ground assist while airborne, it feels like we're playing a versus game for real. This is a huge change. Supers no longer calls wall break. I wonder why. One thing is like this super doesn't even look that plus to start. They probably will have to adjust like all of their supers and like make them give frame advantage or something. The problem is like before, everything broke the wall. So this means like you have an option to do that doesn't break the wall. I guess they're just like, we need less stage transition, so let's do this. But it comes along with the next change, which is you have hard knockdown when you wall break. That is a big change. This makes wall breaking so insanely powerful. You not only gain a new assist, but you get hard knockdown, so you do like IAD or run up, LMH call assist. This is so snowbally. Like imagine the scenario of like you get hit round 1, You break the wall, you IED in, you have 2 assists to call, you get the hit again, you break the wall again, you IED in. Now you have 3 assists to work on your offense to make something happen, and your opponent, they have 1. You're in a very advantageous state. And I think what this will mean is that wall breaks will happen more often, like they'll loop more often. Like this is gonna make the offense a lot stronger. You will run into the end of the stages where this is not a factor, but it does mean that there could be considerations for new combos where you like side swap and break them back through the other wall. Yeah, you get slump into Oki on that, but this hard knockdown could be more valuable. This is also an interesting one. They made it so auto combos no longer come out on whiff. That was very annoying to get hit by. And in general, let's be honest, it is quite scrubby. For someone to just be mashing auto combo and randomly hit you for no reason, like I don't think anybody at any level enjoys that. It's not fun to deal with. It's just annoying. This is also cool. You can just do longer aerial combos. I mean, this isn't even that long of an air combo, but like, it's longer than what you got before. Like before, I don't know how to describe it, but Grand Blue combos, you would like immediate special move, like assist, immediate special move, assist, like you didn't have the hit stun to do something like this. Now, is it better to do that other kind of thing from before? Maybe, but you know, you can do actual air combos instead of having to do that kind of stuff. So the changes are great. It means that you have more creativity in using your assists in like neutral and stuff, and like how you approach in the air when you're using mix-ups on the ground. Your team building will matter more because every aspect of your team's assists will come into play more often. You'll be doing less of the generic assist. Combos are a little bit longer, and decision making around wall breaking is completely different. The rush assist is great because it makes everything stable and consistent, and you'll still want to use it a lot of times. But having the option to use something else is really nice. That's kind of the decision making that you couldn't even do before. I think everything about these changes, to me, makes it seem more interesting, more fun, more unique. I think it like makes the game way more exciting. We gotta just get our hands on it to see how it feels. Like maybe once we get our hands on all this, we'll be like, this is all the stuff I don't like or whatever. But this is also why it's like important to do betas and let people try stuff IMO. I'm not gonna go to Arc World Tour, so somebody else is gonna have to try all this and like see how it feels. Somebody boot up Spider-Man, play that fuck ass theme, and then show us. That's one thing about Arxis, you gotta give them credit. They rip the band-aid off. Like they're down to just be like, okay, fuck it, let's change this thing. Even if it's not what we were like gonna do before, or like it looks a little silly now and we gotta like play some dress up on it. They're just like, fuck it, we'll rip it. In theory, the way this system works is like one of the most interesting versus game systems that have existed. It's just, it was very clunky to play, not very like creative or fun to do in actuality. It didn't really make you feel like you were playing 4 unique, cool characters and stuff. It was actually just felt like you were playing one character with 3 blobs that tackled. Now it's like, all right, I got some shit.